Hope Logan and Dr. John Finn Finnegan had had enough. The constant turbulence in Los Angeles, the endless triangle of longing, betrayal, loyalty, and interference had worn them down. They were tired of being caught in the gravitational pull of Steffi, Liam, Ridge, and Brooke. So, without warning, they vanished. No press release. No Instagram announcement. Just 2 plane tickets, 1 private jet, and a quiet vow they would begin again, far away from the noise. They chose Fiji. A remote island, azure waters, total privacy. They weren't running from their families, they were escaping the circus. Hope wanted peace. Finn wanted permanence. Together, they planned a small beach ceremony, just the 2 of them, a local officiant, and the sound of the ocean. No designers, no drama, no Logan versus Forrester tension. It would be theirs and theirs alone. But peace in their world was always temporary. Back in LA, Steffi found out first. A credit card charge. A flagged calendar alert. A text Hope had accidentally left open on her iPad while Douglas was using it. Steffi saw the words, Fiji, ceremony, finally free. She stormed into Liam's office without knocking. They're eloping, she snapped. Today, in Fiji, she's going to marry Finn, my husband. Liam, who had tried to move on, who had tried to be the bigger man, felt his blood boil. She's making a mistake, he said. We have to stop them. Steffi didn't hesitate. Pack a bag. The jet's ready? Meanwhile, Hope and Finn were on the island, oblivious to the storm heading their way. The ceremony site was almost complete. White orchids, delicate woven palm arches, candles embedded in seashells. The vibe was serene. Hope wore a simple white dress, hair down, no veil. Finn had ditched the tux for a white shirt and linen trousers. They were happy. They were ready. But what they didn't know, what no one could have anticipated, was that they weren't the only Forrester couple on the island. Unbeknownst to Hope and Finn, Ridge Forrester had also chosen this very island, this very day, for something monumental. After his memory returned, after the chaos with Brooke and Taylor simmered into an uneasy ceasefire, he had made a decision. He wanted Taylor. He wanted to show her, in front of their children, that he was finally ready to stop oscillating between the past and the future. He wanted to propose, and he had arranged a surprise ceremony. Intimate, symbolic, but public enough to declare it loud and clear. Ridge was going to propose to Taylor, for real this time, with no interruptions, no doubts. And he picked Fiji because it was quiet, untainted, and far from Brooke's gravitational field. He had flown Taylor, Thomas, and Steffi in the night before. He had reserved a private beach just half a mile from where Hope and Finn were preparing to say, I do. And when Steffi and Liam landed, rushing toward Hope and Finn's location to halt what they called a mistake, they were the first to see it. 2 archways had been built on the same stretch of sand. 2 floral frames, 2 altars, mere feet apart. Steffi stopped in her tracks. What the hell is going on, she said. Liam's jaw clenched. This can't be a coincidence. But it wasn't just coincidence. It was destiny's sick joke. The island's secluded beaches were limited. The Forrester private concierge had assumed the 2 events were coordinated, part of one large family affair. The floral teams had constructed the arches side by side. Now, one beach was about to host 2 ceremonies, one secret wedding, one surprise proposal. Hope and Finn arrived first. Their officiant stood ready. They held hands, whispering, laughing, finally at peace. Then Liam's voice cut through the breeze. Hope, don't do this. She turned, startled, heart sinking. Liam? Finn stepped forward, protective. What are you doing here? Steffi walked up beside him. What are you doing with my husband? Hope raised her chin. You're not married anymore, Steffi. That ended when you chose to control everything and everyone. Finn's with me now because we want something healthy. Chaos brewed. Words flew. Accusations. Denials. Years of unresolved drama compressed into seconds. Liam pleaded. Steffi accused. Hope stood her ground. Finn barked at Steffi to leave. But before it could explode further, Ridge and Taylor arrived, smiling, hand in hand. Ridge stopped cold at the scene in front of him. What the hell is this? He asked, stunned by the double altar setup and the shouting match already underway. Taylor was the first to understand. She saw the two arches, the double booking, the disaster waiting to happen. Ridge, she said carefully, I think we're about to share the beach. Then Thomas showed up, camera in hand, thinking he was about to record a proposal. Instead, he found Liam berating Hope, Finn trying to shield her, Steffi fuming, and Ridge bewildered. Thomas raised an eyebrow. Looks like a Forrester classic. And just like that, the beach turned into a battlefield. The gentle waves and sunset glow were the backdrop to a full-blown family implosion. Ridge demanded answers. Steffi ranted about betrayal. Liam argued about love and history. Hope clung to Finn, refusing to back down. And Taylor tried, desperately, to bring calm, reminding everyone that they were here to celebrate, not destroy. But the proposal was now tainted. Hope's wedding had turned into a confrontation. Emotions reached a fever pitch. Ridge, frustrated beyond belief, took Taylor's hand and dropped to one knee anyway. This is our life, he said. Messy, loud, impossible. But I love you. And I choose you. Right here, right now. Will you marry me? Taylor looked around. At her daughter, her ex-son-in-law, Hope, Finn, Liam, even Thomas, and then down at Ridge. Yes, she whispered. But only if we get off this beach and never speak of this day again. The two ceremonies never happened the way they were planned. Hope and Finn didn't say their vows. Ridge and Taylor didn't exchange rings. The beach was evacuated. The island, meant to be a sanctuary, had turned into yet another chapter of Forrester conflict. Later that night, back at the resort, the couples regrouped. Hope and Finn, though shaken, recommitted to each other privately, away from cameras, without vows or rings. They kissed under the stars, barefoot in the sand. Ridge and Taylor retreated to their villa, where he slipped the ring on her finger in silence, both too tired to celebrate but too bound to quit. Steffi and Liam stayed up all night, arguing, reminiscing, denying their own mess. By dawn, they sat on the beach, side by side, watching the waves. Neither said it, but both wondered if they had just destroyed something too precious to rebuild. And the altars remained, two empty archways facing the ocean. Silent monuments to what could have been. In the end, it was just another day in the world of the bold and the beautiful, where no celebration is sacred, no love story simple, and no escape ever truly possible. The next morning, the island was quiet, but the tension hadn't faded. The resort staff avoided eye contact with the guests. The broken wedding arrangements were quickly cleared, but not forgotten. The dual altars stood abandoned, now more relic than decor. Ridge and Taylor stayed locked in their villa, trying to figure out whether their rushed proposal was a romantic stand against the chaos or just another impulsive decision in a lifetime of them. Taylor replayed his words in her mind, weighing the sincerity against the history. Ridge said all the right things, but she knew better than anyone how easily he got caught in moments and how quickly those moments passed. Meanwhile, Hope was done being polite. She and Finn didn't hide in their suite. They walked openly on the beach, holding hands, deliberately visible. If anyone wanted to stop them, they were too late. They might not have had a ceremony, but they had chosen each other. Hope wasn't going to apologize. Not to Steffi. Not to Liam. Not anymore. She was tired of always being the one who had to step back, to compromise, to play nice so others didn't explode. If her love with Finn made others uncomfortable, so be it. He made her feel safe, strong, desired. And unlike Liam, he didn't use guilt as a leash. But the confrontation wasn't over. Steffi wasn't letting it slide. She confronted Hope again that afternoon, this time without Liam, standing under the palm trees, just beyond the resort patio. "You don't get to rewrite history," Steffi said coldly. "You were with Liam. Then Thomas. Then Liam again. And now Finn? My family isn't your playground." Hope didn't flinch. "Your marriage was over long before I showed up. You were controlling him. Treating him like your backup plan, not your partner. You didn't love Finn, you possessed him." Steffi's voice dropped. "I will burn this entire place down before I let you take him from me." Hope stepped closer, eye to eye. "He left the fire, Steffi. He chose peace." Their voices rose. Guests began to notice. Thomas tried to step in, but neither of them listened. It was a reckoning years in the making. The Logan and Forrester lines collided again, no longer just about Ridge and Brooke, but now echoing through their children. But it was Finn who ended it. Calm, steady, he walked into the middle of the storm and said, "Enough. This isn't about loyalty. This is about truth. I love Hope. I'm not going back. You don't get to decide who I am, Steffi. That's over." Steffi didn't cry. She just stood there, breath shallow, as if hearing it out loud made it final. "Then go," she said. "Go be happy. But don't come back when it falls apart." And with that, she turned and walked back toward the villa. Past Ridge and Taylor, who had emerged just in time to witness the last dagger between their daughter and her former husband. Back at the villa, Liam watched from the balcony. He hadn't interfered. He couldn't. For the first time, he realized that Hope truly was gone. Whatever remained between them wasn't a bond, it was a habit. A cycle. And he was done spinning in it. He packed his things quietly that night. He left a note, not for Hope, but for Ridge. "You once told me to fight for what matters. But maybe what matters is knowing when to stop fighting." Later that night, Thomas confronted Ridge. "You picked the worst moment in family history to propose," he said flatly. Ridge shrugged. "There's never a right time. But your mom deserves something real. Not another maybe." Thomas nodded. "Then make it real. Don't screw it up this time." Ridge looked away. "I'm trying." Meanwhile, Brooke landed. She had heard about the dual ceremonies. About Ridge's proposal. About Hope and Finn. She stormed into the resort uninvited, straight into Taylor's breakfast. Really, Taylor? Hijacking a beach for a proposal? Was that the plan all along, shadow Hope's wedding and shove yourself in front of Ridge? Taylor didn't rise. She simply sipped her tea. "At least I didn't follow someone to another country to throw tantrums in a caftan." Brooke laughed without humor. "We both know how this ends. He always comes back to me." Taylor set her cup down. "Then why does it feel like you're the one chasing this time?" But Ridge didn't come to Brooke. Not this time. He spent the day with Taylor and Steffi, trying to heal the damage, trying to be present instead of reactive. He held Steffi while she cried. He walked the beach with Taylor, not to talk, but just to be still. For the first time in years, he wasn't caught between two women. He had made a choice. Whether it would last, no one could say. Hope and Finn flew back 2 days later, still unmarried, but stronger than ever. They made a decision on the flight. No ceremony. No spectacle. They would have a simple civil wedding in LA, far from beaches and broken altars. No one would be invited but Douglas and Hayes. Not even Brooke. Hope was done being a symbol. She just wanted a life. Steffi stayed on the island a little longer. She needed to grieve. Not just the loss of Finn, but the loss of her illusion that she could control everything around her. She wasn't the queen of this dynasty anymore. Everyone was making their own choices. Even her father. Even Thomas. Even Hope. She walked into the ocean one morning, let the waves crash against her, and screamed. No one heard her. And, for the first time in her life, that was a relief. LA would be waiting. The press would be ready to pounce. The Logan-Forrester rivalry was hotter than ever. Quinn's Imperium scandal still simmered in the background. Katie's warnings echoed in every hallway of Forrester Creations. But for now, each player licked their wounds. And far away from all of them, in a hidden lab funded by forgotten money, a new vial was being mixed. Not Imperium. Something new. Something designed to amplify desire and erase doubt. A scent not just to influence, but to bind. And the file folder sitting on the desk said only two names, Logan. Forrester. Because the game wasn't over. It was only evolving.